Yes, hello guys. Welcome again to another video. This is a quick one in continuation from where we left from on XAUSD price action and market review. Just from my previous video, I think I did on Wednesday. I told you guys that if Wednesday we end up closing within this range, this market gap, if you check my previous video, I haven't deleted any single, I'm drawing in this chart. So everything still remains the same. So I told you guys that if we end up closing back in the specific range here, then Thursday we're going to have a drop, and that's exactly happened. Then I want you guys to take a look at where that drop happened to. That drop happened to exactly this gap being used as now an inversion gap here. The same gap was a bearish gap. It hasn't been filled yet, but already is being used as an inversion to give us buys on Friday. And now I'm expecting this coming Monday or this week. I would like us to now displace above this area or this zone. I'd like us to now go higher and maybe create a gap and so on as we target all-time highs. But regardless, if we go lower, we just created a new daily low. This one here. So price might be interested in tapping this one. Let me mark it out. This one here, before you go higher, and in some scenarios it might be even interested in coming down here because this is a liquidity. There's some people who have bought here already, and they've put their stop loss right here. Some people already bought here and they put their stop loss right here. So the purpose or how this markets work is that it goes and remove those who have put their stop losses, because that's liquidity. So it's like they're selling their positions without them having, gaining profits and so on. So literally that's what really happening when they're being moved out, and that profit or that money that they risk is being used as liquidity to now deliver price on the smart money traders. So that being said, I would like us to take a look, a closer look at what we are really expecting to happen next week. So if we move into Harley, let's move into Harley so that I can even give you guys a more clearer view of what really happened here. So on Wednesday, it was during, I think it was NFP, right? And I had some buys over here. I had some buys right here. You guys can remember this low that I marked here. It was during news. Then it dropped. I show you guys this. It's gonna be dropping here. It was live NFP, and we bought. Yeah, I do usually exit. I think I exited this trade before, but I told you guys to target this high here. Okay, that's what I was expecting because I was like, I just wanted to see how this Wednesday is gonna close. Then the next day I'm gonna be having a new, a new market, plan based on how it closed. Okay, so taking a look at it here, we never really displaced above, as you have seen on the daily time frame. This price came, and closed back in here within this range. So this just a week on the daily time frame, and this simply means that this is now what you consider as high resistance liquidity. There's a high resistance liquidity. So being a high resistance liquidity, this shows us that price is now interested in on something lower here. You see, this was a liquidity. All this, all this, all this. This is all liquidity, especially this area here. This was and even this one. So a lot of people had put their stop losses right here for those who are going along. Okay, and price had to come down and take them out so that we can start fresh. That's how it works. It takes some people out, and there are some people who had sold here and they were targeting this low. One thing I was not sure is that this thing would really go this low. I would like this this caught me off guard, and for some reason actually I made a mistake this Thursday. Yeah, I bought, and I was in profits. I was going well. You see this one here, I was going well. I was almost to my take profit zone because I was targeting this highs, then now we drop. But guess what? When the market reached somewhere around here, it reversed on me. It reversed on me. Yeah, I remember losing this trade, and later on I was like, I'm the guy who gave you guys heads up on what's likely to be happening on Thursday. We're supposed to be going low, and I'm the same guy who's buying, trying to go against the buyers. I was like, what? It really pained me. I was like, what was I doing? Yeah, I even had an alert offer here. Imagine, I literally don't know what I was doing. Trying to long this one here, but based on the reason why I longed here in the first place because I was trying to take a look at liquidity because we had some liquidity, this swing lows here. We had taken some, so I was expecting us, to jump higher and before it dropped down. And I was also hoping that maybe we might now displace above here because I'm very bullish on gold. But I ignored some things because when you move on lower time frame, for example, let's see, for example, 15 minutes time frame, there was a bearish gap created. I think I had marked it and I even ignored it. I don't even understand why I even did that. You see, like I was very damn. Imagine I had put a limit here, exactly that level. Let me now delete it. Like I haven't even touched this chart since that day because I do have like two charts. I use Frex.com and another one, and I don't usually use them all at the same time. Like I was supposed to be selling here on that specific level, and just for some reason I ended up buying here. Price went on very good, and I was expecting to exit over here before I look for any sales, and I ignored this liquidity that were lying here. Then price closing back in well after taking liquidity, then it created this bearish gap here. You see this one. This is what I ignored, and this you guys pay attention so that you don't make the same mistakes. This one here. So when price came back in, and this was a break of structure. You see this one. So it only came back and now daily started dropping massively, but this was a signal. Like this was it was not random. It's only random if you don't know how to read price, but this was very clear. Like I don't, maybe I was out of the chart. I don't know. I don't can't really remember, to be honest. I do have a challenge, in sometimes doing something opposite of what I had planned. If I had planned to buy, I usually like to see that buy happen. If I'm being stopped out, so be it. So that was what happened last week, and we had reversal Thursdays, and after that happening, now you see where we dropped to. We dropped to exactly this daily bearish gap. Now we used it as an inversion. I think this now the second time I'm showing you guys this one. The first video I did on price action, I showed you this thing on Howley. But now this was not really such a good setup because I was thinking of longing it from here, but I felt like because of the concept of time and it being now it has delivered, I don't really have to engage into any more trades, and it was just done for me, and I accepted, like, okay, I was on the wrong side for this. But you see how it respected this. So if you guys can remember what I taught in previous video on what was happening with gold, for example, since we eat all-time highs, yeah, this one here, I want you guys to take a closer look what's going on here with what's happening, with what's happened on Thursday, and I want you to correlate what's going on. We hit all-time highs. Then we have this week rejecting from that premium area. Then we have consecutive candles closing, just ranging within the range of that week, meaning that it doesn't go above it, either displace or it doesn't displace below the wick. But later on, we displace below the wick, below this wick level by this candle, creating that bearish candle. And I want to take this very good example. You see, this area is what I'm talking about. That wick from there to over there. You see this one. You see this price action. All these hours, all these hours. This more. I think this more than half a day. Price was just accumulating or playing around this area here. And this one, I think over here we had some. Yeah, we had some London liquidity up here. So it was purged by this candle. After being purged, now that's the reversal you saw that happened. That liquidated over trillions of dollars. Or over from it was crazy, yeah. This drop you see here. So I want you guys to take a look at what's happening. The same example. It's what's happening to this Thursday. Let's see what happened. Take a look here. We had this candle over here tapping liquidity on which you have on like that inversion, and you see price. Let us mark that specific area. You see price kind of just consolidating within this range for quite some time. Then eventually we have a bullish candle, giving us displacement to the higher side. Then it comes back to buy from there, and now this is the bullish move that we're having. So I'm expecting us to continue going higher on the coming week. It is the same exact thing. If you take a look at this reversal that happened here, guys, this is how I read like this is how I do my thing. Yeah? The same way I've told you guys, you mark it that week, okay? Mark that area. Then you saw price displacing, giving a bearish gap, and we use that gap to go lower. is exactly the same thing I'm showing you guys over here. Is exactly the same thing over here. Okay. These like this more of a ICT concept, but I've included some of my own concept, cash line concept. I'm still finding a name in how I can be able to teach my concept independently. But I don't know. I don't know how I can go over that as for now. But as for now, I'm more focused on other things. But the year is just beginning, so probably as the year goes on, but I'm gonna be giving short, a little bit of insights of how I see price and so on. But this will be because ICT is my mentor, but I did realize other things. But using his concepts and so on, I added some few things that makes it more powerful. So it's the same scenario over there. We had that this the week it was a bullish one, then we had a displacement of a bearish one, and over here we have a bearish one, and we have this displacement on hourly. And from here is now you wait price to come back to the to that specific area of that gap. You put your stop loss over here, then you long and you go high. Well, as for what you're seeing over here, this was something I was trying on Friday, but it failed. And this is what I was doing. Let me remove these ones. This was about this swing high that we had here. You see this one? Friday is always very tricky. And at first, price, kind of, gave me good vibes because this candle took liquidity and went back and closed back in. So I was kind of positioning for sales, but that was against the overall bias because we had already done the damage over here. So any sales was not going to work out until we balance this period that was created on that Thursday. Okay. So that being said, as we beginning new week, this is how you're going to be marking your chart. Let me remove this one. Go and mark this daily swing high. You see this one here. This one is our primary target. Also mark this one here. This is another primary target. So we have these specific areas, this one and this one and also this one. So whichever gets attacked first, we are going to see how Monday closes. Although Monday, I think it's a holiday. I think it's the President Day. I think something like that. So we're just going to be seeing how price is going to be behaving in those two PDRAs first before us making any decision. And that's what I have for gold as of now. So that being said, I hope you guys will found this insightful. And in case you have any question, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this with somebody whom you feel needs this video or need to see this one. So these are more advanced concept when it comes to the market, and I don't really expect everybody, especially if you're a beginner, to completely understand me. But with the time, you'll be able to catch up with everything. Just make sure you understand what liquidity is and how liquidity works. Liquidity is just money in one or the other, because when some people had put their take profit here when they had longed from here or maybe here, and some people had put like were now planning to sell because they saw this gap here, this bearish one, and they had sold, and maybe from this area, and their stop loss was right here, so they were expecting price to continue lower, but you see they were stopped out, and that was liquidity, and that liquidity was used to deliver now price to the opposing liquidity, which price used the same PDRA, the same bearish gap in balancing things. So from here, and as you can see, we never invalidated it. That's why I'm saying I'm very bullish on gold still, because we never invalidated this bearish gap, especially for the second time. So I'm expecting us to push higher. And that being said, see you on the next one. Cheers.